Okay, so every year I do this. I don't know where I got this originally, but it's been helping me throughout the years that instead of doing New Year's resolutions, I like to say things that I did that I'm not going to take with me into the new year. Okay? I am not doing this very well. I prefer, instead of making goals that I get frustrated if I don't reach and I feel like a failure and I give up on, blah, 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 I'm just gonna take the bad shit that I did last year and leave it in last year. But every year I like to look back and see what we did last year to see where we've improved from. I thought that I usually live stream this, but I guess last year I just filmed it. Say it out loud. Girl, I looked good. Vampire. New Year's resolutions are always such a weird pressure to put on ourselves. And see, when I don't live stream this, I can do this better. So why don't we just let her talk for me? Really done them in the past years. Instead, I've decided to take the parts of me that have felt toxic towards myself and towards my self-compassion and leave them behind. Yes, I like to call this my what I'm leaving. Thank you, Diva. What am I leaving in 2023? I am leaving 7-day work weeks. I've always been really bad at relaxing, but being an influencer... Okay, we succeeded on this. We did. It actually took us most of the year to get there, though. I have only recently adopted this in the last 2 months. But we have a schedule now. We have scheduled out days that I'm not allowed to work. There's been a few times where I've fucked up with that, but I'm going to do better with that because we're going to carry that over. I think that's still going to be in our 2025 or in our 2024 in our 2025 because it took me too long to adopt this. I'm proud of us for getting there, but it is something I still want to work on. So no more 7-day work weeks. What's my next one, girly pop? My second thing on the list kind of goes hand in hand with that because I've been working so much, I've hardly left my house. So I'm also leaving behind too many homebody days, too many rot days in a row. Too many homebody days in a row. Did I leave that behind? I think I did. Except for when I was sick or burnt out. But those I feel like don't count because when I'm burnt out, I have to recharge. And leaving my house is not necessarily going to recharge those things. I think I did that. One thing that I can improve on is when I do have to stay home for a long time, maybe I don't need to stay home in the dark. Maybe I open some windows. Maybe I open some blinds. I could work on that. But I think I did this one. You did kickball league and did a lot of drag this year, right? I did kickball league. I didn't do a lot of drag. I did drag like twice this year. I would like to do a lot more drag next year. Okay, the captions are in the way, actually. 2023 was the year of negative self-talk for me. It got really bad after my birthday, and it just got worse and worse and worse. I think it started as jokes, but our brains respond to repetition and not facts. So the more that I kept making... Okay, so let's talk about this. Did I leave negative self-talk in 2023? No, I did not. I was more intentional about it, but also, instead of talking down on myself, I adopted kill myself jokes. I brought that back. Like I was in middle school. And 2024 was the year of the most suicidal idealization that I've gone through since probably I was in an abusive relationship with an ex, since probably also high school. So I didn't do better. I did worse in a different way. I was extremely... Your brain responds to repetition. And I kept repeating that joke. So, that's definitely on my list for what I'm leaving in 2024. The negative self-talk didn't go away. It was just replaced. Bed rotting is fine as long as there's natural lighting. So true, Elvin. So true. I will say I am proud of how much I have intentionally, when I've noticed the negative self-talk, I've gone out of my way to fix it. And I'm still working on that. And that is still something I will continue to work on because it's important. I've really been sacrificing my mental health and my time and energy to appease others. No more of that. My interests have changed. I have changed as a person, and so I'm not gonna try to reach for old me to appease others. I need to live in this new me, this new present version of myself, and love her, and let her enjoy her interests, you know, like, I deserve that. I do, and I did, and I'm proud of myself because every day I'm becoming more and more me again because I've embraced my joys and what I love, and and not appeasing others is self-care. There are moments when you have to decide, yes, I want to be amicable in a situation. And there are moments when I got to say, no, I'm going to stand on business and I'm going to do this for myself, or I'm going to stand up for myself. And you know what? I still could stand up for myself more, and I'm going to. This is another thing that I definitely did woo, but I will continue to work on it. In the last few months, I have brought it back. I am leaving behind my tendency to punish myself for my disability. Being ADHD just means that I function differently. It doesn't mean okay. I think this is something that everybody in chat should do if you have a disability or if you have a chronic illness, blah, 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 blah. I still catch myself punishing myself in social situations when my autism creates issues. But very recently, it's been pointed out to me when I've been doing that. And you're right, I am disabled. And when my disability disables me, that is just how it is. That's just is. So there's no reason to punish myself. I use my coping mechanisms and I do what I can to do better. I do my best to communicate. I do my best to regulate. But punishing myself is not going to help or make anything better or easier. So this is something that I have done pretty well at adopting, or leaving behind, I guess I should say. But it's also something I will continue to work on. I am leaving behind saying I can't, and then just not trying things that I want to. I've been telling myself I can't learn K-pop dances. I can't do Pilates. I've been saying I can't. Okay, but I'm a Pilates girly now. I still haven't really learned any K-pop dances. No. Shut up, girl. I have actually tried. I have tried. And trying is part of the battle. So you know what? I've done this. Another thing I could continue to work on, but you know what? I've done this. I have done this. At any moment, we are worthy of love. And if we can't
so
love
true.
ourselves, then we're... So that I was spitting facts in 2000. Oh, girl, you're cute. God, I missed this spark. We're going to bring this spark back. I really did have this spark. So, clearly there were things from last year that I did improve on. There's things that I still would like to take from that and continue to improve on. But this is like what I am leaving in 2024. First and foremost, throw it in the garbage. Never do it again, Laurel. What the fuck is wrong with you? No more kill yourself jokes. Your brain responds to repetition. Stop saying it. Even if you think it's funny, you're convincing your brain that you want to do that to yourself. And you did feel that way this year, didn't you? Next thing I'm leaving in 2027, punishing myself for not being perfect. I tried this last year. I tried to allow myself to be messy, and there were times that I did, and I am proud of... Did I say 27? 24. When I'm leaving in 2024, I did allow myself to be messy, but in situations where I wasn't 100% perfect, I punished myself as well. There were so many times I punished myself, and I let people punish me, and I didn't stand up for myself. And there were times where I stressed myself out to wild ends, exhaustion, so many tears, because I needed to get things done perfectly. I let my house turn into a hoarder's den because I couldn't perfectly organize everything. So I just gave up. Clearly, punishing yourself doesn't actually work. So we're going to stop doing that. We're going to romanticize the things that we want to learn how to do. We're going to romanticize being messy. We're going to romanticize being imperfect so that we can grow. And at the end of the day, nobody's fucking perfect. So why are you trying to be something that actually isn't possible? I kind of talked about this at the beginning of the stream, but I am leaving the content grind in 2024. I feel like I've left it slowly over time for like the past few years, but I am like stating this now. I am creating content at a rate that is healthy for me, period. I will not be pushing my boundaries just because I have to stay relevant. I can't do that to myself. I can't do that to my mental health. This is self-care. This is standing up for myself. We've actually created a schedule for ourselves and we're going to stick to it. I am leaving explaining myself to people when they've already decided who I am. I'm leaving that in 2024. I know who I am. I don't need to explain it. There is no reason to fight with people who have already decided the outcome. They can't open up my brain and see what I'm doing and feeling, and at the end of the day, it sucks to be misunderstood, but it happens and it's going to continue to happen, and I have to accept it because the right people will choose to attempt to understand. Or they'll see you and they will understand. I think this next one kind of goes hand in hand with that, but also in other ways, especially being a content creator. I am leaving behind the relationships that feel transactional. I can't always suss it out right away, but as soon as I feel like I'm only this person's friend because they want something from me, or they want to be around the things that I'm around, if they aren't really there, if they don't make me feel safe, if they make me feel weird, if I can't be myself with this person, if I have to explain myself constantly to this person, if I have to shut myself down for this person, they are being left behind. Okay, this one's like fun and real and frustrating, and it comes with my perfectionist tendencies. I have lived in this house for 5 fucking years, maybe more. 5 years seems, actually, it will be 5 years in 2025. Almost all of my walls are blank. I'm leaving behind blank walls in 2024. I'm putting stuff on my walls. I'm risking creating holes in my walls. I'm risking hating a paint color that I try. I'm taking risks and I'm putting art in my walls. I have to do it. I have to make this house a home. I've lived here for too long. Why are my walls still white? I own this house. You're right. I own this house. Why am I not acting like a homeowner? It's because I don't trust myself enough. So I'm going to learn to trust myself and allow myself to be messy and allow it to not be perfect. And I'm going to paint, and I'm going to tape, and I'm going to glue, and I'm going to stick, and I'm going to hammer, and I'm going to drill, and I'm going to spit on these walls. I'm going to bleed on these walls. Yeah. Okay, so my last one I feel like isn't fully fleshed out, so maybe you guys can help me with it. I wrote down thinking about bad scenarios. Expecting worst case scenario, maybe? Ooh, why are you a poet, Jay Brooks? In 2024, I will leave behind the grief that I borrow from the future. Exactly. I'm done catastrophizing. I'm done expecting the worst. I'm going to manifest and romanticize a positive future. I can't romanticize and manifest a positive future if I'm always expecting the worst thing to happen, if I'm always waiting for the shoe to drop. I'm going to hope for the best instead. Ooh, I have another one for my body's health and my brain's health. I am leaving behind rotting on the couch as a constant coping mechanism. Rotting, bed rotting, couch rotting is okay and is something that we should do to relieve burnout and to use as a coping mechanism sometimes. But guys, I think I spent more time rotting on my couch than I didn't this year. My couch is a safe space, but I need to create safer spaces in my home to avoid that being the only safe space. I need to practice more coping mechanisms besides that. I'm already working on that. And I need to get more sun on my skin. And I need to walk around more. I need to move my body more. I really felt the effects of not really moving my body for the past year and a half this year. And I'm regretting it so much because being able-bodied is a privilege. And I took it for granted for the past year and a half. So I don't want to do that anymore. 2025 is going to be the year of really practicing standing up for myself and really practicing living and romanticizing and loving. And this is your reminder that all relationships are romantic. They can be platonic, but they're all romantic if you romanticize that shit. And they can be just as fulfilling. 2025 is going to be a beautiful, amazing year. Yeah. And I want to be proud of who I am again. I miss her.